As more and no more dice in a Kuldotha card.
Not be able to play every single game. Original 19 months, thank you, welcome back. Battle of the 45, thank you as well. Glenn plays a Forest and a Boreal Grazer. Find a deck Force of Virtue is good in. We played Force of Virtue not that long ago. What was that deck? It was like the Mono White Humans with Shining Shoal back when Fury was a thing. That deck was pretty cool. Okay. Let's Gleeful Demolition this Ornithopter. No Clarion Spirits in the deck anymore, so we can play out our Memnite. Druid of the 6 months, thank you, welcome back. Yeah, it feels good to be back. I took yesterday off. I was really tired from the travel, and then like last night I could felt some kind of cold creeping up. But I really didn't want to miss 4 days in a row. No Castle Emberhearth. I guess the Black Splash is too heavy. Yeah, you also keep a lot of one-landers. I think you just kind of got to keep the duels. It wouldn't be that bad, I guess. Okay, so if they have Bounce Line Titan, they can Titan me next turn. Should I Bushwhacker this turn, or should I play 2 Thraben Inspectors? Let's play 2 Inspectors, I think. Atlanta was fun. I made a good run with Mono Green Devotion. Ended up losing the middle of day 2. My contention for the PT. Definitely enjoyed the weekend. Yeah, I know there's a new Thraben Inspector coming out. I'm not sure how many of those you'd play in this deck. I'm not sure. Some, obviously. Which rounds was I featured? Yeah, I had 2 feature matches. I was in round 3 and round 8. I will say both of my feature match rounds were probably they're probably my 2 least interesting matches of the weekend, which is kind of funny. I think. Yeah, I guess no spoilers, but yeah, they were pretty easily the 2 least interesting matches I played. Start looking so good, yet it feels so anemic. Bad matchup. I think Titan's a bad matchup. We're on the draw. We're attacking for 7, taking for 14 next turn. Exclamation point deck, exclamation point bad, exclamation point buy. Yeah, the Amelia deck was a little bit more popular than I expected. I thought it'd be 5 to 8%. It was a little over 9%. I was just thinking that the fact that the deck, my opponent has spent 2 minutes to search up Beseiju and play Beseiju. How did we get to that conclusion? I have no idea. I think I was going to play this game. I promise you I wasn't. I promise you I wasn't. This is my 3rd turn. My opponent just took their 3rd turn. Well played around with Sleep Cursed Fairy in the Nor build. I think that card is always the worst card in your deck. You don't need to play that card. You can play Snapcaster and you can play Tidebinder, and that gives you enough wizards, and both wizards are way better than Sleep Cursed Fairy. Timeless stream tonight? Well, I bought a Timeless deck. I bought a deck. I logged into my Arena account for the first time in a long time. I spent many hours yesterday looking at every card in the format, brewing, and I bought a deck, and I'm starting to play it. And it is pretty good. But the thing is, I'm in bronze or whatever, and I just feel I'm not, there's just not, competition. You know what I mean? I'm just, it's just, the matches have not been, that interesting. I've just been slaughtering everybody, I guess. So maybe we'll play a little bit on stream at some point. Maybe not today. Nonsense with the 30 months. Thank you. Welcome back. But I'm trying to get into it. It's been the brew. It's one thing too is it's do the arena events. Maybe I need to look at it some more. I need to understand it some more too. Skill issue. I mean, I guess. I mean, it's mostly that the opponents just aren't that good. You know what I mean? If you're bronze, I guess you rank up faster. Yeah, I just will need to the games are just not that interesting. A lot of my opponents just are not playing like they're just playing like cards that they have, and a lot of my opponents are playing pretty bad. And can't you play leagues, aka events? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe there's stuff like that on Arena, but as far as I can tell, like, isn't it mostly just the ladder? Yeah, I think I just have to like get to Mythic probably. Hard stuck bronze. I mean, I'm getting through it. I'm like almost out of bronze. Yeah, but people also play really slow. I also like I built what I built was a Goblin Charbelcher deck. I guess my opponent right now is also playing slow, so maybe I could just pull it up. The deck I got. Yeah, we'll just have to get to Mythic first. Maybe we'll see. Maybe like if I'm in gold, I can play some. I don't know. I'm as always. I'm enjoying the deck building process. Okay, so let's just tab over real quick. Okay, so I built this deck. I built Golgari Charbelcher. How do I show this? Like, the deck is all over here on this side. Longest Convoke game ever, yeah. Literally, the deck is all on the right side. How do I show it? Do I have to just like move all my stuff over here? Top right, there's a button on top right. Is this it? Top right corner is a button to move the Decklist above half the window. What is that? I'm clicking the more details. Top right. Ah, okay. Okay. Okay, I'm dead. We bring in the Stain the Mines over the Bowmasters, I think. Wear Tears are also interesting to me. I don't know if I want to play all of them. It feels like over sideboarding too. Let's just play the Stain the Mines. Let's try this plan. Just the Stain the Mines. Could also play Chalices over Ornithopters, because you can still Gleeful Demolition them. That's kind of like the same thing. I guess they don't convoke. Yeah, maybe we just need the Ornithopters as convokers with these Stain the Mines. Okay, so I built this. It's so the idea is that so channel is restricted. Every card is on Arena is legal and timeless. Channel is restricted. So the idea is that you want to be able to like ritual into a Beseech the Mirror for a channel, and then if you have a Goblin Charbelcher or a Karn, you just win the game immediately. You could also like Demonic Tutor for channel. You can also just like Dark Ritual into Charbelcher. You can Wishclaw Talisman into like your pieces, but you're like just very much like a turbo Belcher deck. And the deck has been pretty fun, and I think it's been pretty good. But I've just been like Charbelchering all my opponents on like turn 3, and like there hasn't been like a lot of the games have just not been that interesting. So and maybe that's like my fault, right? I build Belcher and like, oh no, the games aren't interesting, but it is what it is. I think that's probably like too many lands to keep in this matchup. Probably gonna go 5 here. So yeah, it seems like a good I agree, a good grinding deck. Yeah, the actual versions are legal. All the cards in the format. Oh, no, Lander, come on, dude. Right, I'm just gonna move on. All of the the versions are their paper versions. So I type with the 32 months. They welcome back. Yeah, I mean, I played a few matches yesterday. I'll get through it, and then we'll maybe get some timeless content. Yeah, I don't think it'll take that long to rank up, but it does stink I can't. Okay. Welcome back to Magic Online Aspiring Swag. This is a 4-card hand, so if these are my 4 cards, we've got a chance. Maybe I should take keep Epicure. Well, if I keep Epicure, I can draw land and Loxodon next turn. Yeah, I do think the tight matchup is tough for sure. Timeless win. Well, it's just tough because like I built a deck. I've been playing it, and like I have one deck, and it's like not really something I even feel like I can make a ton of content out of, and I have to like get up to Mythic. So at some point, hopefully, but I'm just not sure. Yeah, I'm not queued for Denver. Tentatively planning on LCQing. We'll see. There are league events on Arena. It's like up to 5 or 6 wins, and you get 3 losses. Yeah, and can you just play those like on demand? Okay, if we draw a land next turn and we get to go Gleeful Demolition into Loxodon, we're definitely in it. Tinker with a mono blue devotion deck with Jewel and Cauldron for Timeless. I think you'd appreciate. You can share it, sure. I mean, I don't know. It sounds like so incredibly fair in a format where I feel like I'm definitely trying to like just do as much broken shit as I can. All right, let's good game. Like it's 4 color, run it back against 4 color. Hopefully we can keep a reasonable hand at some point. I don't know, it looks super fair. It's like a Pioneer deck. It's like, this is like literally a Pioneer deck plus 2 Retrofitter Foundries and Mishra's Bauble. Seems kind of weak in the Dark Ritual format. All right, let's keep this one. Is Tribelcher your only sideboard card? No, I have other Karn targets. I have a 15 card sideboard. Done anything with lawyers? All I've done is the Belcher deck. Pending a token, which does stop me from rangering, although thankfully I'm lucky enough to draw another one of these. Boy, do I love this card. Let's take an Epicure and a Warden. Get in for 1. They do to a RC. So I dropped that 9 and 4, I think. So I finished day 1 7-3. Then I won my first round, and I lost my PT potential at I don't know. I can't think of like what record it was. With the next round. Thankfully, no Fury legal in this format anymore. Yeah, Once Upon a Time is pretty bad in that deck, I think. Yeah, but Timeless does seem like fun. I'm a bit worried that it's like gonna be like not worth it investment wise, but it's also true. Like I just kind of need to be able to. Maybe it was better to like. Yeah, I guess I should have wardened once instead of getting out the Goblin. It's probably not that big a deal. But I think it's important to like take some risks as a content creator to try to like try new things, try to get outside of my comfort zone. Brewed on Calendar. Calendar isn't a good card. I think it does not strike me as a card you can brew around successfully. Right, so I have 6, 10, 11, 12. After I use this Warden of the Inner Sky, scry that to the bottom. I guess I might as well do. No, I guess it's a little bit worse against Solitude to activate it again. So let's just get in. I've seen PZ play board. I haven't like seen gameplay, but I've seen PZ's lists. I think Sentinel's not super good in this deck, despite being like a good card in general. And I think I really want to splash black for Bowmasters and stay in the mind. Was it super expensive at the time? It was a few $100, yeah. I maybe didn't pick a super good one to start with, because I didn't get like a ton of staples and stuff, but it's okay. Yeah, Calendar is completely unplayable, I think. It doesn't like. It's not really a card you want to brew with, I think. If it had like hexproof or something, I'd be a little bit more in, but not really. 16 lands, yeah. That deck curves out at 2. Like, this is kind of the deck's mana curve. That's a 16 land deck pretty easily. Yeah, starting from scratch is rough, but it's, I don't know. I'm excited to like branch out a little bit and take some risks and try to get out of my comfort zone a little bit. And if it fails, it fails. It's okay. Sounds very good if we draw a land. Obviously, we're only on 16 lands. Let's go to 6. Was there a time stream? Not yet. I just like built a deck last night and been messing around with it a little bit. Okay, mulligan this. Let's keep this one. Put back one of our 3 Kuldotha Rebirths, I guess. If we draw a... I think I'm going to keep Kuldotha Rebirth. It's just since like if they have a removal spell up, you don't get blown out as hard. But if we draw another 0-drop, we can go Warden into Scry, try to hit our second land drop into double Rebirth on turn 2, potentially. Okay, now I can Gleeful Demolition their Chalice, I suppose. Alright, so let's go ahead and play a Warden on turn 1 here. Hopefully they don't counterspell my Gleeful Demolition. Back-to-back lands. Cool. Did they mulligan at all? Yeah, we both mulligan to 6 this game. Guess them counterspelling this wouldn't be particularly ideal. I'll accept a binding on the Warden. I have another Warden where that came from. Yeah, see, I see you have too many lands. Yeah, there's definitely like a lot of Magic players or modern players who see a deck with like 16 lands and get like really uncomfy, but I've played less. And it's just like you just can't play very many lands with these decks. Can't this play a land that makes a dwarf? No, you do not want to hit 4 land drops. It's way too high on your curve. You can't afford scry land to the bottom. Is Warden good enough for MDN Convoke? Is MDN an abbreviation for modern? I've never seen that one. Yeah, I think the card's very good. My main wish is you just mull way too much. I don't know. There's a degree of that. I think it's probably a little overstated, to be honest. To the degree that, I think you just gotta vibe with it. I don't know. One din to replace a land. I think there's literally no land that I'd be comfortable cutting. We just need like all of our fetchables and all of our fetches for this black splash. If you weren't playing the black splash, it'd be a lot more reasonable to cut a land. So they do have 4 spells in their hand. Will you play the full 8 inspectors once the new one enters the format? I don't know, maybe. We'll see. I think not the full 8. I think probably a number in between. Yeah, there's the One Ring. Too bad we don't have a Bowmasters. That being said, we're pretty ahead on board. Reasonable number of good top decks, including this one. Too bad we can't destroy the ring. Yeah, you could probably play the other inspectors over the Ornithopters, actually. Maybe that would just be fine. Be like a pretty minor upgrade overall, though. Also, my opponent cannot cast Omnath and then play land because they have Plains, Forest, and Dotha Triumph. I don't know if they could have fetched better over the course of the game, or what. But that's definitely a big deal here. They can't Omnath and pay life. Did I play against any of the 321 rogue decks at Atlanta? I lost a really rough match to this, and it was like late into day one against this Omnath deck that was like main decking 2 extinction events, which is like, to run into that post Karn banning was brutal. Was main decking a lot of really good cards against me. What was my record? I can't remember. I died like in the middle of day 2. At one point I was in a spot where if I won the next 3 matches, I requalified for the PT, and I lost the first of those 3 matches. Well, this is a good draw. Hopefully we don't get like verdicted or anything. Sprawn for 16 months. Thank you. Welcome back. Though they were also main decking Hellish Norn, which is like so rough against like my build of green too. It was tough. I got slaughtered that match. I tried my best though. Yeah, there's an update thread on Twitter. It was fun. It was a good weekend. I'm a little bit under the weather now. I was out in the rain a little bit too much maybe. COVID test came back negative so far. Narwhal the 26th. Thank you. Welcome back. Why no swing? I think you missed something. Yeah, you missed the protection from everything, including attacks. Brent with the 27th. Thank you so much. The good old land, then play Omnath. Oh, wait, they played Temple Garden last turn, so they still couldn't play Omnath. I've never seen that. Is there any world where NT would be a good splash for Goryo's? You can play NT in some builds of Goryo's, but for the most part, I think you're probably like not. I guess. Too bad I didn't draw, a little bit of extra action here. This is maybe enough. Block here, Solitude, and then they take 10. Okay, so yeah, we even beat 1 Solitude. That's have 2. Yeah, it's like, like flipping. There's a lot of cards that are going to be bad to flip off NT. But you certainly could play it in a build. Stops blocking with Delighted Halfling. Come on, let's get on with an opponent. let's go. Right, do you have 2 Solitudes? Oh, they're still dead if they have 2 Solitudes. Wait, they Solitude their Omnath? Die to the Ring? Alright. Alright, deck's looking pretty good. You have functional hands. How about Dredge winning the challenge? Draw a land or a 0 drop on top. We're doing kind of fine. Nath, the 12 months. Thank you. Welcome back. Getting grief scammed is tough for this mulligan to 5 that needs some help. Whoa, they took Gleeful Demolition instead of both of my Convokers. I really like that. Nath, the 12 months. Welcome back. With the RC done, or leaving Pioneer for a bit, or gonna bounce formats more. I have a Pioneer deck. I need a brew that's kind of interesting. I think that I didn't get around to playtesting last night. Just, do some other stuff, but I may want to play on stream. I love how they Snap took the Gleeful Demolition and they're like, which of these am I gonna take? Oh wait, I think I should have taken both of them probably. Alright, they take the Knight-Errant, looking for a land or a 0-mana artifact. Ding ding ding. Will this be enough? Probably. We'll see. It obviously depends on how good their follow-up is. I'm feeling ahead. Maybe not. I don't know. Like they can block their 4/3s on my 2/2s. Fetch Shock down to 16. Black for presumably Dothy Voidwalker. Okay. into no attacks. So if I send with everything, and they block a 2/2, my opponent is going to take 9 down to 7. And then I can Gleeful Demolition my Ornithopter and have lethal even with another block. I think that seems good. I think I'm happy enough if they block here or if they block here. NRW with the 34 months. Thank you so much. Welcome back. Decided to trade. 2 more power in play, please. We have 9 power overall. If I could get one of these anniversary messages every month. Yeah, very, very odd. So they're going to cast a 4/4. Could beat a 4/4. No Bowmaster this turn. Seems to be the case, which is really important for me. So they block here, take 4. I think I'm supposed to get in. I'll take 5 down to 4. Yeah, it is really like relaxing to not have to worry about them playing a Fury. Another Ragavay. We may need to pump our brakes until we find something to rebirth. And although Warden is maybe going to let me punch the last amount of damage through. This gets flying once it has 3 counters, and we're already almost there. Just like if we draw Inspector or what's it called on top? Neonate. We can fly over next turn. It is funny to like be on 1 land on turn 5 and then bottom of land there, although sad to lose. The Warden, they've got 2 cards. We're in pretty reasonable shape. We'll see what they have. They didn't have Fable last turn. They didn't have Bowmaster last turn. Upkeep Stop. This is only as a sorcery, so Upkeep Stop is a little less helpful. Really think Bowmaster is the format defining card at the moment. It's a pretty reasonable thing to think. I wouldn't say it's the format defining card though. It's like it sees a lot of play in Yawgmoth, but I wouldn't even necessarily feel like it's like one of the most important cards there. It's good, and then like these scam decks are like kind of medium, and you know they did win a tournament recently, but they aren't doing like super duper good or anything. So yeah, I don't know. I don't really feel like I wouldn't say it's the most format defining card. It just isn't seeing a ton of play anymore. But it's good. People play it. Why didn't leave back a 1/1? I guess it was a little bit of an oopsie doopsie, huh? Jegantha into hand. Got 2 cards. Channels Takenuma. Ooh, they find a Shieldred. They snap return Shieldred. That's a big problem. They're dead to a Bushwhacker off the top. If I draw a artifact for a rebirth, I'm in okay shape. Just draw another land. Game is maybe slipping away from us here. I think it's still the most played creature. Maybe, I don't know. The thing is, like, there's a lot more diversity of decks too. So it's, wow. Surprised they cast Thoughtseize here. Also, I don't know that I would have cast that Thoughtseize. Okay. So put them down to 2. They'll go back up to 4. And I'll have 7 1/1s in play. Is there a way you could force Stalker in the deck? I wouldn't recommend it. You don't want the generically good 1-drops of this deck. I know it's maybe like a little weird to say, but I don't think this is a good Ragavan deck. I don't think it's a good Esper Sentinel deck. I think it's, you want the synergistic 1-drops instead, I think. Scales list, decent position 4/4s, put Needle Main for Yogg. Yeah, I would definitely play a Needle Main at the moment. Yeah. That's a good way to put it, Skills. Like you don't want your creatures to like line up poorly against 1-for-1 removal, which I think is like why is it Young Peasy? Young Peasy is playing Sentinel because it's not as weak to 1-for-1 removal, but I just think you want the like Warden. I think Warden's just perfect. Wow, we won! Wow, we beat Shieldred, Scam Grief. Let's go! Exciting win. Probably not going to sideboard too much in this matchup. Really try not to overboard with this deck. I think the Chain of the Rocks. I'm kind of looking at them. I think I want like 2. I don't think I want 4. Maybe do something like trim a Bushwhacker, trim a Bowmaster. Oh, maybe I was supposed to keep this for their Bowmasters. Maybe I'll trim an Ornithopter. Rope Burn. Thank you for the 33 months. Welcome back. But you play a list splashing black just because of Bowmaster. Grixis Control does the same. I don't even know if Coffers would be good enough without Bowman. Yeah, Bowmasters is a good modern card. I don't know. It just feels very semantic-y to me. I'm not arguing Bowmasters is good. I'm also like splashing for Bowmasters because it's like an insane raise the alarm in this deck, you know. And I was already splashing black for Stain. I don't know. I feel like you're not just feel like arguing to argue maybe. Let's try this on the draw. Obviously too many of these. Hard matchup to mulligan in. I like having the Chain to the Rocks too. Lead on the I guess we lead on Thraben Inspector actually, since they can't go Bowmaster Inspector hit me with Ragavan. No, you can't. Dwarven Mine is you can't play tap lands in this deck. Stomp. You want to play a 1/1 for 1? Club of a Land update. I mean, I didn't qualify for the PT. I made a good run with mono green. Yeah, I don't know if there's really like much else to say. Yeah, I don't feel like there's a lot else to say, but it was a fun weekend. Any weekend playing Magic with the gang is a good weekend. Okay, so we can Convoke next turn. Leaving Ragavan makes any sense. You mean not change the Rocks Ragavan? I'm just super okay taking a hit if they have a removal spell. Okay, not Hitted Sugu. Well, the Hitted Sugu wouldn't have been. It would have been like kind of symmetrical, right? So I think I'm not trading here. I'm going to trade here. Ooh. Yeah, let's go for that. Position. I ended up dropping when I was dead for the PT and dead for prizes, which was X4, which was like, it says unbanned Fury Priest, which was, you know, like halfway through day 2. Yeah. I think it's a Pioneer. I will say that like this weekend was probably the most fun I've had playing a Pioneer tournament, like, or at the very least, like the gameplay felt really good all weekend, with maybe the exception of Amalia combo. Like like going through the loop in paper was like a little bit tedious, but ultimately not like so bad. You know what I mean? It was fine. Then we'll get a Scry. Seems like a keep. Plan to keep working on the mono green deck. We'll see. Like I wouldn't really change like almost anything about the main deck, and then I probably would have played like 4 Weathered Runestones, 0 Damping Spheres in retrospect. I just like didn't draw Weathered Runestone against Amelia all weekend. Would have liked to see that card a bit more often. I think it would have been a big game changer. But that's kind of like all I would have done differently, which I think means. Oh, maybe I should have killed the Reflection this turn. I mean, there's no Fury for them to copy, so maybe I don't need to be that worried. It is certainly also maybe I should have tapped the blood token to the Warden first. I think it's all okay though. Just set up for another or a big Bushwhacker next turn. Hard to pick the better meta. Yeah, I mean I didn't feel like I was super off. This was a pretty convincing match there. Like literally the fact that there's like no Fury in their deck is like this matchup is probably just favored for us now, which is exciting, as opposed to like kind of unwinnable. Maybe the Denver RC. I'm planning on it. I did kind of forget that it was gonna be winter, because like I was thinking that I'm not queued, so I was gonna just go do LCQ. If I made it great, and if I didn't, I would be in Denver and I could like hang out and hike and stuff. But it is gonna be winter, so like the hang out and hike plan seems a little bit worse. Warden, so good. Seems good enough to keep. Go skiing. I think I'm like way too clumsy to ski, but I've never been. Maybe I could go. My opponent suspends a Profane Tutor. So I think I'm just gonna Loxodon. Try to get them dead ASAP. Expecting less Amelia due to card availability. Yeah, sure thing. Redbeard. Yeah, dude, just crushing with the deck. Yeah, I was also expecting less. Not a lot less. I was expecting like 5 to 8%, but there was 9. Yeah, I was a bit worried about that damnation, but I think they maybe just didn't have land number 3. Yeah, I think I could just run it back. Let's go. Probably not a hand that I'd like to mulligan. My opponent does want to mulligan their hand. They're on 6. If I draw a 0-drop, it's probably good to like Warden turn 1 and get the Scry. Maybe we get Thoughtseize. We drew our land, so Ornithopter into Kuldotha Rebirth into Epicure Rebirth into Bushwhacker seems like the line. Although maybe, is there any argument for doing anything else? I don't really think so. It says might be a quickie. Hopefully. Yeah, Hornet Queens were so fun to play. At one point, I played against Blue-White Spirits in day 2. My opponent goes, I won game 1, and my opponent goes, "My man, do you have 4 Hornet Queens in your sideboard?" I said, "Yep." So we have there's a Urborg over there, so we don't need to get our Blood Crypt. Yeah, push doesn't work against Rebirth. No need to worry. I do think I'll demolition my blood token here so that if I rebirth like a Memnite later, it doesn't get blown up by push. I thought it was open Decklist. Yeah. They were just like, you know, joshing or whatever. They knew it was there. They're like, wow, I can't ever win. They took Warden and not Bushwhacker? Oh. Fuck. It's in the Mox field. It's on Twitter, Alp. I streamed it on Friday also, so maybe there's maybe a YouTube VOD of it. How's the Warden? I thought it might be useful for Mario. I think Warden's great in the deck. I'm pretty happy with it. Card's just really good. Well, hopefully no second sweeper. Nice to be able to beat the first one potentially. Oops, forgot to attack. Alright, let's go to game 3. Opponent, you can't do this. I mean, you're not wrong, but you can't type game 3 in chat when you cast the damnation. You're not wrong, I guess. I guess you're not wrong. What can you do? On the play, Jegantha revealed. Keep. Maybe a bad keep, actually. Can't cast my Inspector if I miss my land drop. We'll just draw a land. Hard matchup to mulligan and then probably. Great against Nazis. Takes my second demo. Now, the question is, do I cast Goblin Bushwhacker? Yes, I think is the answer. Don't shadow doubt me. Lynn's with the 18 months. Thank you. Welcome back. So because we played the Bushwhacker, we get to Inspector into Knight. Let's see. Take Warden and Epicure, I guess. Thanks again, Lance, with 18. Merry Christmas to you too. Take a Thoughtseize here. So the jug. This is so I'm kind of sick today, but this is ginger lemon health aid kombucha that Esther got me, which is pretty good for my scratchy throat. How'd the RC go? Yeah, it was an RCQ. It was like the actual RC. I finished 7-3 day one. Day one was 10 rounds. It was so fucking long. I got out at 11 p.m. It was tough. I got there early to pick up my badge because I didn't pick it up on Friday. I got there at like 8. It was tough. But I finished 7-3, and then I had to win all 4 matches on day 2 to qualify for the PT, and I lost in round 2 to Amelia combo, and that was my tournament. I even it was pretty tough. I guess it wasn't this game. There was one of the games where against Amelia that like I would have won game 1. My hand was so perfect. I went elf into turn 2, 3 more elves into turn 3, cast Vivian off my 4 elves, play a land, activate Nykthos for 7 green, play Voracious Hydra X = 5, kill their Amelia, and I'm ready to like Ulabog the next turn. I'm like, this is like the perfect draw. I don't think there's anything I can lose to. And then my opponent goes land and casts their 1 of Skyclave Apparition, and then and got me pretty bad. I like the aquarium. Yeah, I went there before as a teenager, but yeah, I liked it a lot. It was great. You seem to pioneer 5-0 for deck tech. If it was a Citadel list power, you can. was my tweet about Knight-Errant about? I mean, did you read it? So, like, I didn't know that this card shuffles your whole library after you cast it. It just says, then shuffle. At the end of this big block of text, and then shuffle. I thought that it was, like, you put on the bottom. And also, I think most Paper Pioneer players are also, they're not shuffling their library. My opponents weren't shuffling their library. It's, like, that seems to be the, the meta is like nobody knows that this shuffles. Arena design messing with paper play. I don't think it's arena design. Maybe it is, but I think it's actually that there isn't room for the rest of the text on there. Juicy with the 27. Thank you. Welcome back. Did anyone give a warning? No, it's just that I was talking to a friend of mine who his opponent cast Knight-Errant of Eos, and then Brian, my friend Brian, started shuffling his deck. And then his opponent's like, "What are you doing? Why are you shuffling my deck?" And he's like, "You cast Knight-Errant of Eos." And like, I also played against Convoke, and like they didn't shuffle their deck at all. So I don't know. It was kind of a whole thing. Well, they plus the Karn. That's bad news for me, I guess. But yeah, but I also didn't know. It was just funny. Is this from Young Peasy? No, it's not, but it's definitely like a little inspired because I saw them posting about it. Like I don't know. I built this deck when this card came out. I built the shell, and then it became a Pioneer deck, and now I'm just kind of like returning to it in the post Fury world. But I definitely like the that Young Peasy's been doing well. I'm gonna concede. I think I'm gonna concede. Let's go to match 5. Huh? Yeah, game 4. On the play. Holding other creatures after the block Bowmaster. Not really. Like obviously, like they could have Damnation, but I feel like they usually play like 1 or 2 copies. And like the fact that they like curved multiple pieces of interaction into it was gonna be pretty hard to beat, and I kind of felt okay about just like, you know, if you have it, you have it. We take the Bushwhacker. Yeah, I guess we take these 2. Okran with Twitch Prime. Thank you. Welcome back. Why are we running Warden of Sky or something else? It's the best. The card fucking slaps. It's great. It's so powerful. It gives you a lot of selection. It's very synergistic with the deck. Better than any other 1-drop. Cut off the key for Denver. Top 64. Top 32. So I demolition this Memnite. It's probably getting countered. Why don't I just kick a Goblin Bushwhacker, or like they bolt in response. Kick this. If they don't counter, great. If they do, then we have a pretty clear moment to Gleeful Demolition plus Loxodon. Maybe I want to, so I can go tap Memnite these 2. 1, 2, 3. Bottom. And to tap all of these. And to get in for 4. Cool. Man, this deck can be really sick. Okay, let's bring in I think the Forge-Tenders and the Chains. I'm not sure. It feels like my main deck is also very good. Although I think this is probably a bad Warden matchup because it lines up kind of poorly against all their removal. Should I trim a Convoker? Maybe I'll cut a Bushwhacker. Like this build better than Parasaur? This build's more consistent, I think. It's like, and Parasaur is such a good payoff in that deck, but you can only play 4 of them. This deck gets like Loxodon, like 8 of the Convoke cards, which is great. You play Bushwhackers in both. Yeah, I think Sentinel is not very good in this deck. I think it's worse than Warden at least. What do you think of the Melee deck? Too good. I mean, it's very good. It's very consistent, very resilient, very fast. very hard to hate out. And I really don't like how it's very like the loop is like pretty bad for like paper and Magic Online play. It's obviously you can shortcut it some amount, but it's a headache for sure. Doom confirmed to have COVID. Okay, my test came negative earlier today. I mean, I don't know. I probably have it too. I don't know. I didn't spend that much time with him, but if I'm sick, we'll see. I'll take another test later today. Yeah, I don't think there's a command for the results. Will I place Epicure with Inspector? I think I might cut the Ornithopters for the extra Thraben Inspectors. I think we can keep this on the draw. Livestream COVID test. Yeah, I took one this morning. I hate sticking the swab up my nose. Okay, on to the draw. Alright, Steam Vince Preordain. Don't love drawing extra land. 16 lands? 16 land spike. Then you need about 6 zeros based on heuristics from Old Affinity. Could be a straight swap. I'm the parallels between this deck and like traditional Affinity seem kind of odd to make to me. Where like, yeah, I don't understand like why you like even care about like that deck. Like this is just such a different formula. Guess I should have cast my Memnite, huh? Subtlety, my Forge-Tender. I mean, I guess I'm casting my... I mean, do I not cast Epicure? Let's cast the Epicure. just I mean, it's not exactly a 2-for-1 to Bolt and Heat. I mean, it's kind of, I don't know. It's close enough. If they have a Murktide to follow this up with, it's kind of okay for them to be this aggressive with their removal. Although I guess like how else are they going to play this, I suppose. I might just draw a card here. I think I like that a little bit more than the blood token. Sure thing, Livid. Thank you for saying hi. Alright, let's blood token a land away now. Opponent probably has a counter spell. Gonna blood token away another land. I think I'm down to just kick Bushwhacker here. I kind of leave this in play for a demolition. Yeah, happy to trade that for a piece of counter magic here. The worst experience I had at airports yesterday. Did you already like post the story somewhere else, or can you tell us about it here? Okay, opponent finds their third land drop. Wait, hold on. How did they have a Mishra's Bauble and a land to play that turn? Were they sandbagging Otawara? Doesn't really make a lot of sense in your iteration deck. But they must have just drawn one or the other, right? They couldn't have drawn both. Okay. Non-stop 2-for-1s. Bubble draw last turn. Did they have the bubble draw last turn? I guess that would explain that. Initial flight was leaving at 7, got delayed to 9:40, delayed to 12 p.m., canceled, rebooked to 9, then the new flight for 4:30. Brutal. Absolutely brutal. It's got to be better to Loxodon, actually. Okay, so 3-2 the first league. Let's play. Oh, let's back up deck. Let's play at least one more. I'm gonna go as long as I can today. Like I'm a little bit under the weather too. Really just did not want to miss a 4th day in a row, but probably can't do like a full 6 hours. Yeah, fast.